Alfred Nobel?
I have the founder of the Nobel Prize.
The Nobel Prize. But do you also know that Alfred Nobel was the guy who invented dynamite. Right?
And he founded the Nobel Foundation in order to sort of compensate the damage he did by inventing dynamite, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right?
Do you know why he did that?
Not exactly.
Alfred Nobel became filthy rich after inventing dynamite. Right? He became so rich that, at one point he didn't know what to do with the money. Alfred Nobel had a brother called Ludwig.
Okay.
Right? Ludwig went on a trip and died.
Right.
Right? The newspapers, which thought that Alfred Nobel had died, published an obituary the following day. The obituary read, "The merchant of death is dead. Dr. Alfred Nobel, who became rich by finding ways to kill more people faster than ever before, died yesterday." Right? When Alfred Nobel saw this, he was shocked. He thought, man, if I die today, people are going to remember me as the merchant of death, someone who found ways to kill more people faster than ever before. That was the turning point in his life. Right? That day he decided, okay, people are not going to remember me as a person of death. Right? That's why he actually invented started off the Nobel Foundation. And today, of course, the most famous Nobel Prize is the Peace Prize.
Peace Prize.
So the guy who was known as the merchant of death is now associated with the Peace Prize, the biggest prize in the world.
Now, Mr. Kumar, now say you go to office and you have all these moments, right? Now, if you really enjoy what you're doing, would it be a situation where you feel lazy to get off the bed to go to work? For example, now say there are many people who would feel quite lazy to get off the bed to go to work, but if you say you are going on a trip or you're going to meet your friends or something, they'll be the first to get up. Yes. How would you see this?
I think the main thing is to enjoy what you're doing.
Okay.
I think even Dhananjay spoke about that earlier, right? In life, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, there's no point, right?
As long as you enjoy, you would be happy doing it.
Exactly.
But if you say now, there are a lot of people who would consider a job to be happy and good because you get a good pay, but actually they really do not enjoy what they do, but they go for the sake of getting a lump sum. But would that in the long run make you happy?
No, I think you should, as Dhananjay said, right? I think he took some of the points that I was going to talk about as well, right? I think
bad luck of becoming the second speaker.
Yeah, I guess so. Right? At one point in your life, you have to stop and just think. Okay, you have to stop and think. Okay, what I am doing today, does it make me happy? Right? You might be getting the biggest salary in the world, right? But if your job doesn't give you that satisfaction, I think the time has come for you to leave that.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Shahan, you were talking about previously, the audience, the viewers didn't see, you want us to do something crazy after you on the set.
Yes.
I want to do it.
Right. I want you guys to stand up. I think you guys are too comfortable the way you are, right?
Alright.
I want to keep your hands on your hips, right? And bend forward.
Okay.
Right? Now bend backwards. Now sideways. Okay? Right. Now take your right hand and give yourself a good pat on the back. Right? The same with the left hand. Right, you can sit down. Okay? The reason why I wanted you all to do that was, right? The reason why I wanted you all to bend forwards and backwards was, when you work in an organization, you sometimes have to bend backwards to satisfy your bosses and your customer. Right? It is very important.
Might not be the right thing always.
Sorry?
Might not be the right thing always, but you have to bend backwards.
You have to bend backwards, right? Everyone can bend forwards, right? That's the easy thing to do, right? But bending backwards and sideways, especially for me with someone like who has tires on both sides, so it's a bit difficult. So if you are working in a corporate world, right, sometimes you have to bend backwards, even though it's difficult, even though your boss is a pain in the neck, right? You have to do that. The reason why I wanted you to pat yourself on the back is, sometimes when working in an organization, right, okay, you may get your salary at the end of the month, right? But even more important than your salary might be someone patting you on the back and saying, "Good job, Machang, well done." Right? Those few words of appreciation, I think,
takes you a long way. Takes you a long way, especially when you're down.
Exactly. Sometimes actually that is even more important than your salary. True, your salary is important, but we are human beings, right? We crave for appreciation, recognition, right?
The matters that touch your emotions and heart.
Exactly. So
Quite
I
true.
think,
Quite true.
That's the reason why I wanted to do those.
I think
exercises.
it's not only at your workplace, right? Even in your day-to-day life, when you are down with some issue, personal or family or whatever, if you have some relative of yours who would come and pat on your back and encourage you and strengthen you, it'll mean a lot.
Exactly. And as Ananjay said, it's very important to surround yourself with positive thinking people. Right? If you're surrounded by people who are always saying the negative things, right? It's not going to work, right? You have to.
Yes, very interesting discussion we had, Shehan. I just wish we had more time to discuss more. Unfortunately, time has come to an end. But I would just like to ask you for one final time on the show today, what advice you would like to give, one strong advice, maybe a piece of word that you could actually tell the audience what you need to pass and convey the message to inspire them.
Right. I want to tell you two things. One is be proactive, not reactive. You know, being Sri Lankans, I think we are used to that culture of being laid back and being reactive to things rather than being proactive. So I think it's very important for you to be reactive in the corporate culture. The other is to have a goal in mind, right? It's very important. Before you start off any task, always have a goal in mind, right? Where you are going to end, right? As Zig Ziglar once said, it's not where you start that is important, it's where you end. You might start as the poorest person in Sri Lanka, right? But that's not important. It's where you end and it's important.
Wonderful thought over there, and it's been an absolute blast and a pleasure having you on the sofa.
Pleasure and a privilege. Pleasure and a privilege.
Pleasure is all mine, Banu.
And thank you, Niroshan. You did a great job as well on your first day.
Thanks. I'm happy if I could please you and the crew.
Good job.
Of course.
Well done.
Good morning, Sri Lanka. Every weekday we bring something new. It's a new day, new beginning, and that's our theme. That's our absolute beautiful theme, which motivates our entire audience. If that's the case, when it comes to what we just talked about, we're going to wrap up today's show with this amazing motivational video recorded from the Olympics. Till then, enjoy and have a brilliant and a beautiful day ahead.